This is the brightest TV that I've ever tested, capable of 1800 nits full screen, and I'm going to tell you all about it. Keep watching. Hello everyone, Vincent Teo from HDTV Test here. This is Samsung's The Terrace, and I'm standing on top of a penthouse at Four Seasons Hotel in London to do a first test on this TV. Now, because of this location and because of just how bright, well, it is not that bright, it is quite overcast in London today. I couldn't run my entire suite of tests on this television, but I managed to capture some data and I shall tell you about it. I think the first thing that you need to know is that the anti-reflective filter on the screen is absolutely amazing. Now, I've always praised Samsung's anti-glare filter on their past QLED televisions, and this one is truly outstanding. And the good thing about this is that it doesn't actually have the wide viewing angle filter that could cause rainbow reflections on certain QLED televisions depending on the angle at which light hits the screen. And because of the lack of this wide viewing angle filter as well, this TV is capable of high native contrast. I put up a custom ordered test pattern that disabled the local dimming because from the user menu, Samsung's local dimming cannot be switched off. And I measured a native black level of 0.04 candelas per square meter once peak white was aligned to 120 candelas per square meter. And the great thing about this TV, I think it's basically very, very high peak brightness. When I measured TVs that have actually passed through my test room, the highest full screen brightness that I've actually measured is probably from the Panasonic DX900 or 902, and that had a peak brightness full screen of around 900 nits. On this TV, I measured 1800 nits full screen in not only HDR but also in SDR. But note that you have to go into the user menu and disable the brightness limit, because if you left that on, then the brightness would be capped to keep power consumption low. But I am very impressed with just how good this TV is, basically outdoors, and this TV is designed for outdoor use. It is truly one of a kind, and I just cannot describe just how clear the picture is due to the lack of reflection and also the high peak brightness that can actually pump through the image on screen for whatever you're actually watching. Now, being that this TV is going to be installed outdoors, it needs a couple of things. Basically, it needs to be slightly water resistant, and it's been rated as IP55, and the remote control has been rated at IP56, which means that you can actually dunk it into your water or into your cocktail when you're having your barbecue party. But the other thing that you may have noticed from this camera shot is that there's a soundbar. This soundbar is an accessory that you have to purchase yourself. It is not bundled with the TV. But if you want to install such a powerful TV outside, you probably would want a better sound solution to go with it. And the Terrace soundbar is designed to do just that. It has 3 channels and it is rated at around 210 watts, whereas the TV itself has its own onboard speakers, but it is only limited to 20 watts. So I think if you wanted to spend money on this Samsung The Terrace, you might as well just go all the way and install this soundbar. And I probably need to tell you about the price of this Samsung The Terrace. It comes in 3 screen sizes: 55-inch, 65-inch, and also 75 inches. And the 55-incher will cost £4,000. The 65-incher will cost £5,000, and the biggest 75-incher will retail at £6,500. And the soundbar itself will cost you around 1,000 quid or so. And if you switch off the TV, then you can actually put a cover. A cover is kindly supplied, I think, hopefully included into the price. You can actually cover the television. But at the back of the TV, the connection ports are capable of up to HDMI 2.1. I actually even measured an input lag of 10 milliseconds at 60 frames per second in game mode, and at 120 frames per second, the input lag dropped to 5.5 milliseconds. And just like on most Samsung televisions, if you want to use Game Motion Plus to apply some motion interpolation to provide a smoother frame rate for 30 frames per second games, you can do so, but the input lag will go up slightly to about 21 milliseconds. And I tried briefly to calibrate this TV outdoors, but the conditions are not ideal. I managed to get a semi-respectable color checker SG chart with average delta error below 3, although there are some errors that exceeded the visible threshold of delta error 3. And in terms of color gamut, the base is Samsung's QLED television, so the DCI-P3 color gamut coverage will be around 95%, whereas the Rec 2020 color gamut coverage will be around 73%.
This coverage is sponsored by Richard Sounds Manchester. Call 0333 900 0086 for the best prices and expert advice for TVs, AV, and hi-fi.
In terms of the design, it is extremely well built. It is designed to be rugged for outdoor use. And there is a thick bezel, which is probably thicker than Jack Grealish's calves, each costing £50 million. And the connections at the back, you can actually seal it with a Gore-Tex kind of a material. And I think that for all intents and purposes, most users who buy this TV to be placed outdoors should get a professional installation company in to seal the cables to make sure that no moisture gets in. And therefore, I think it is imperative that this TV is also compatible with Samsung's Smart TV Tizen system, allowing access to Netflix, to Amazon Prime Video, to Disney Plus, to Apple TV, Rakuten TV, and even the UK catch-up TV apps of BBC iPlayer, ITV Hub, My5, and the rest. So overall, my impressions of this TV is extremely positive. I think this is a TV that is one of its kind. It is capable of extremely high peak brightness, the highest peak brightness full screen I've actually measured on any consumer television. And I don't think there is any other TV on the market that can even compete with it. Outdoors, its anti-reflective filter is class leading. It pumps out such a clear and lucid image for outdoor use. And the onboard TV app just gives people the convenience to watch content they want to watch on the TV without worrying about whether their external equipment will be damaged by the weather. If you'd like to watch some of our other videos on Samsung's 2021 televisions, please click here for our playlist, and I'll see you in the next video.